So I do. I have a story, and I have uh, I'm sorry. Everyone calls me LA, and I love that. So I go by LA Cuttler. I am actually in the mental health field. Finishing up my doctorate program. I have a small practice combined with another practice in Durham, North Carolina, where we work with mental health and substance abuse treatment. I had just experienced a loss of my husband and wanted to try something different and something new, and try a new venue, even a new state. So I was, brought to the South because I wanted to really try to see if I can get my career going even further and to start fresh with my life. So because my parents had gone through cancer, I really understood the process of watching them go through their own treatments. But then when my husband was diagnosed, it took me even further into just wanting to understand, what you go through mentally and physically and spiritually when you're diagnosed with cancer. And so for me, transitioning from my parents to my husband to me getting cancer, I'm telling you, even though you're prepared, you think you are, there's just nothing like you hearing those words that you yourself have cancer. And at that moment, I felt alone because my husband was gone, my parents were gone, and I was in the north, from the north to the south, and I had no family here. But God brought people in my life because the year before I went to get my mammogram and there was nothing seen. When I went that year, they saw the cancer. And so a few years back, I also had a lump removed from my right breast, and that was not cancer. So I felt good about it. Okay, I had a lump removed. There's no cancer, and then a few years later, I found out that there is cancer in the other breast. I got a phone call stating, "Hey, we need to schedule you for getting your chemo dates and that kind of thing because you have breast cancer." And I remember just stopping and just saying, "Wait a minute, nurse, what are you telling me? You have breast cancer, Ms. Cuttler." And I was like, I took this big sigh, and all of a sudden, things just overwhelmed me. I was able to work still. I tried to tell myself this is not going to beat me. I'm going to go to work every day. I'm going to try to continue my life as normal. So I did 7 rounds of chemo and 4 months of radiation, and then back on the chemo pill. And I was diagnosed as stage 2. And I'm glad they caught it when they did. I don't know what would have happened had they not caught it when they did. And like I said, you get to that point where you're like, wow, God, why me? Did I do something wrong? I started writing down the things I thought I did sins in of, okay, I did this and I did. And I'm like, but you know what? I did that and I did that because sometimes you have to find even positive things in the middle of your storm. But I would say the hardest point was telling my sons. I don't know how to tell them and when I should tell them and when should I tell my family and the people on my job. And eventually I was told I would need to tell them because once I started chemo, my hair would start to fall out. The minute I put my hand through my hair, my locks started falling. I knew then that I had to tell my sons. Because when you're going through chemo and you're losing your hair and you're losing weight, and just the reassurance from my church family and my first lady was just a godsend. It really was, because when you don't have family here, you have to rely on your church family. The other thing is that there were times when I actually went to the doctors again and found out that I also have a brain tumor. And so I shared that with First Lady. And she, again, just hugged me and prayed with me. So when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, the amazing part was I started looking for my family. And I found my natural mother and found out that she also was diagnosed with breast cancer. And then she passed. And so now I know what to tell my granddaughter. Hey, baby, you know what? This runs in our family. So now you need to get checked, not at a later age, you need to get checked at 21. And I gave my life to God. And after that, I knew that there was something special in me. And all those negative things that were spoken into my spirit, I knew that they were a lie from the pits of hell. He knows my name. God knows my name. And when I sing that, I know within the depths of my heart. I cry a lot when I'm in service because I've been through, and for God to know my name really just brings tears to me. Because when you go through not knowing who you are and those separation issues and doubting who you are and doubting your abilities to be educated because you're told you're not smart enough or you're not pretty enough, I've experienced that. And so what I want to do now in terms of doing more speaking engagements and stuff is to be able to encourage women who've been told that you cannot be and you cannot do, that you can. When I think everything about what God has brought me through, the thankful part that I have is that I am alive. I am here to tell my story. I'm here to encourage women that you can do and be anything you want to be and do. To also encourage men, because men get breast cancer as well. As I talk to my sons, that you don't have to live in fear with the word cancer. You do have to do your part, getting yourself checked and getting yourself prepared mentally and physically when things do come. And to know that you have a God that hears and sees all of your needs and all your prayers. And He is there to carry you through. And He will draw to you the people that you need to be successful.